We're back for another week of bots, of trades, market shenanigans. Let's pull up the news here. Monday, just got new home sales at 10. Again, I usually try to stay out of the market at 10 o'clock anyways. I think that's it. I don't suspect that will move Nasdaq much, but you never know. They might want to push price somewhere, and they'll use that 10 a.m. news. Hey, Cracks, what's going on? You have a good weekend? Yeah, I did about the same thing. Had some family over and got a little bit of gaming done. I think that's what you were saying. I read that as gams, but I'm pretty sure that's a game. And then did some back tests, made some updates. Joseph, good morning. I wasn't sure if that was got some gams of, or maybe grams of. Maybe that was like some new drug I hadn't heard of. But I'm like, nah, he's probably a gamer. That's what was all going on in my head as I read. Got some kind of wanted to just trade and then tell you guys my new plan. Yeah, we'll just go over it later. Basically, I have some extra accounts that I want to try to split up my trading session. So, which I was thinking this morning kind of goes against the whole point of me going down to the 5-second. Part of the reason why I liked it was it gave me more opportunities. So I felt like I was more in control of my fate for the day. Like if our first couple had a couple red ones, it wasn't a big deal. There's plenty more trades that day. But I want to try something where we have multiple accounts and I just limit myself to 2 trades per account. So I wait for my trades, take my 2 trades, whatever they are, if they're break even trades, if they're red trades, if they're green trades, keep them at a manageable or at a reasonable outcome for each of them. You know, don't get into a trade and hope it comes back. Just get the hell out and move on to your next one. Once I hit 2 trades, switch accounts, go to the next account. And then once I am done with the accounts, I'm done manual trading for the day. But just limit myself 2 per account. With this 5-second strategy, on a good day, 100% win rate with 2 good trades, we're looking at maybe, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 20 points for the between the 2 trades. So on minis, that's anywhere from $200 to $400. if I just stop, move on to the next one, try to do it again, I think we can get some consistency going with this. There's no reason that I've been doing this for this long and that we can't be consistent. There's no freaking reason. So, mark my words, this is the week we start seeing that. I know I can do this. I've done it before, and we're doing it right now. You'll notice no Ratbot 1. I just got distracted. I don't want this bar at the bottom. No Ratbot 1. I am going to be only running Ratbot 1 on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. From my back tests, Mondays and Tuesdays were the days it typically did the worst. So we're cutting them out. There's no reason to run them on days that historically show it doesn't do well. And you may be like, well, Rat Lord, last Friday it was red. Yep. Sometimes it's going to have red days on the other days, but consistently Mondays and Tuesdays were red in the back testing. So those 2 days are gone. I have not done the same testing for number 2. So right now, number 2 will just run every day. But you will see we've got a couple of lines on here. It's just running on the 30-second Heikinashi, and right now I'm just watching the 21 EMA, which a 21 EMA, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty positive like 21 EMA on a 30-second chart is not the same as a 21 EMA on like a 5-minute chart. So I just threw those values in here now. But let me show you. I did make some updates to Ratbot 2. It's not live yet because I like adding stuff to it, and then I test it at least for a week to make sure it's doing what I want it to do before I update the stuff on the website. If anyone ended up getting them, but I added this setting down here. Use moving average, and you can pick either an EMA or an SMA. I should duplicate this so you could use SMA and EMA, and then you enter the moving average period. So if you wanted 200 SMA, and then it will only short if the entry is beneath the 200 SMA, and it will only long if we're above the 200 SMA with this setting. And this is what I'm running right now. I did just some quick preliminary back testing, and this showed to improve the results that we've been getting. So right now it's doing everything it used to do with the SAR, which I'm starting to not really like that much. So I might take that out and figure something else out. But if we're below SMA, it will look for shorting opportunities only. And then if we're above SMA, only look for long opportunities. Again, backtesting showed that helped it a lot. If anyone watched the backtesting video I posted on Friday, last Monday through Friday, like bot number 2 was just up and down, the P&L was up and down all week. It did end green, but it was just, it could have easily ended red if there was one more day in the trading week. When I changed it, I didn't run last week by itself, but I did run the last 2 months, and the P&L was not up and down anymore. It was basically straight up. So we're going to use the 200 SMA on that bot right now. McLovin, good morning. How's it going? We have a news event at 10, existing home sales. I don't know how much it's going to move the market, but we'll just be careful. And then just look for our look for our 5-second entries off of 1 minute and 5 minute fair value gaps. We're gonna get in, get out, get in, get out. That's 2 trades. Move on to the next account. And we have 3 sets. We can go over those later, but so I'm maxing out my manual trades. That means I'm maxing out my manual trades at 6. We'll take 2, move on, take 2, move on, take 2, and then we're done. And then this bot will run till 11. Took a short from 18024. Nice. That I was looking at that pre-market. We stabbed up a little over that guy right there. So I was looking at that and seeing if there were any entries on the 5-second. Of course there was, because there always is. But we took out that high, and then I mean it's tough on the 5-second pre-market because it's all a little gappy, but there are fair value gaps in here. This guy, and then enter here, and then this guy, and enter here, and this guy, and enter here. Midpoint of an hour gap. Oh yeah, look at that. Hour or 4 hour? Oh, right there. Very nice. So, oh, that's not the new. I mean, we did. Oh, this was last. I was 23rd was on Friday. So Friday we went up, took out this high, displaced down. This it was respected, and we kept going. So, but then on the reverse side, we came down, took out this swing low. We didn't displace. We didn't like make a fair value gap down, and then we came back up and then created a gap here that was then respected. For the hour chart, I would think that these would need this high would need to be much higher than that. I know it worked, but I could see us today going back up to take these out. Potentially just keep making new all-time highs for a little while. Oh, market's already open. Look at that. Oh, this guy already took a trade. Damn. Did that make a noise for you guys? Let's see where. I mean, I guess this is just gonna. We had some equal highs here. I guess we just expect higher prices. Those equal highs on the 1 hour. Going back to this 1 minute fair value gap right here. Waiting on a gap to form on the 5 second. If a gap forms, then we get in on a red candle. As long as we're in this area, we can look for that. Need to be aware of how big these candles are too. You're still holding? Where did we just go up to? We didn't stab into the 60s to take that out. Got a gap. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. Well, there's our one trade for that account. Yeah. Wasn't willing to hold on to this if it came all the way back to that stop. I wasn't that's our only trade we've taken so far. I am thinking higher prices, but we'll see. Could have held on to that long, of course. on these higher time frames, like the 1 hour. And what else was it? I think higher prices. I don't know. Look at this wick up here. First trade of the week. I was just a little nervous. That whole everything here worked. I need to. I hate that I struggle or that I've been struggling with this strategy because I like it. I don't like that 5 minute wick right there. Just we just came up right to the midpoint of it. If you guys can see that. This wick is 50% perfect. I'll be right back. My freaking stomach is killing me right now. It's gonna make me get into trades I don't want to be in. I guess just watch the bot. I need to code Chat GPT into the bot so the bot has a mind of its own. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, we avoided all that chop. That's good. So I think this guy's doing good. I took a loss right here. One win, one loss, one win. Oh, nice, McLovin. What a hold on that. I guess we're not going for higher prices. Mm. It's all right, Jack. There'll be more. There'll be more trading days. Don't worry. About to create a gap right here. See if we go back and tap it on the 5-second. So we're taking out these lows right now on the 5 minutes. I just got to be mindful that it can turn around after any of these lows, but could also just keep going after attacking lows. So got two close equal lows right here on the 5 minute. Nice, what's going on? That way we just wait. We are hitting some or I thought. Never mind. Yeah, good point. I didn't realize what time I didn't realize it was only 10 minutes till 10 minutes till 10. I want to see us maybe come back up into this. We got two 1 minute fair value gaps right here. So I could just treat this as one big one. And Melito got almost basically 20 points there. That's better than going after like 20 ticks. I see a lot of people like wanting to long only when you're above moving averages and then short when you're below them. But wouldn't it make sense to look for shorting opportunities when you're above and then longing opportunities when you're below, because it's an average? So market should be wanting to come back to that at some point to keep that average, right? Just depends on if you think we're going to continue like in a trend. I understand either one. Got a long right there, or sorry, a bullish gap right there. I guess it's like with anything else, you just got to take into consideration some other things. Oh, gotcha, cracks. I just never got on the train for using different indicators, so I don't know much about how people use them. Like I've heard of a lot of them, but when I started trading, I just had a couple that I used, and that's all I ever. And then I just started removing those. But now with the bots, I'm open to anything, because anything that could improve them, I'm willing to try. Ah, got a little gap here. Let's see it. Yeah, there we go. And just take that. Can we exit? Okay. And we're going to go to the next group. I'm not even going to look at. We had one loss, one win on that account, and now we just move on to the next one. I have my P&L stuff hidden. We'll just look after we get done with our 2 trades per account, because I'm trying very hard to just accept whatever my 2 trades are, and we move on. The new plan, or my plan right now, Knives, is like we have the bots running on their own accounts, but I did pick up several accounts because they're cheap, and my goal is to work on just being consistent and work on um, basically discipline of just taking 2 trades per account, and that's all I get. No matter what happens, they could be 2 red, they could be 2 green, they could be both break even, they could be plus 100 and minus 100, and I made nothing, but that's it. That's all I get. I move on to the next set of accounts, and then trade those and take my 2 trades there. And then once we're done on 2 trades per each one, we're done for the day. So I took my 2 on that one, and now I've got now I can take 2 trades on this one when we get an opportunity, of course. Like when I'm in the right mindset and I gotta press play on this. I can't stand silence. Trying to work on just take my 2 opportunities and accept whatever happens, and that's it. I don't need to, if I'm red, I don't need to try to get it to green. I'm red because my trades didn't work, and that's no problem. I move on to the next day. But what I know from recent, like a month or 2 ago, we were doing very well, and I can be consistent. So I have to get back to that. And this is my newest idea on how to get myself there. We didn't quite make it up to this gap. Wanted to look for shorting opportunities if we got up there, but we didn't. Something's going on with this bot down here. Like I said, I added the SMA, but I don't think it's reading these SARs correctly. And I don't know if I really want it to use those anyways. What's wrong with that mindset, Zendy? Explain it to the people. You each get one rebuttal. Zendy, you get one shot. You can explain. Then Knives will hear your rebuttal, and then we'll take a vote. So I don't know who's keeping track of what this bot is doing, but this bot waits for a Heikin-Ashi candle to have no wick on one side, and it wants the SAR to be on top for shorts. I think I want to just remove the SAR and just wait for the first candle to form with no wick for a short and beneath. So it would, it still would have taken this trade, but I want to figure out how to hold it longer. How do I hold it longer without ever getting a red trade? Is that possible? Maybe just having a more reasonable stop loss and take profit instead of going for a negative risk to reward and relying on the SAR to tell us when to get out. Maybe I just aim for like 15-point take profit and a 10-point stop or something, and then do that. Getting a little choppy here, eh? Oh, it's 10. Here we go. Do we take out this low and then return and then turn around? All the pros never take red trades. Uh, I'm the rat lord, Knives. Not a pro. I'm gonna figure out a way to have a 100% win rate. 365. Easy. No, it's not realistic, but it's not that we can't strive for it, right? Yeah, I did that on purpose just so people could see it. No, this sweatshirt, I kind of worn it a little too much, but I think it fits. I think it fits the aesthetic of it. Started with my brother's dog freaking just jumped up and grabbed it and ripped a hole in the side of it. And then ever since that, just started getting holes everywhere. But it's still a comfortable sweatshirt. Damn, Jack, what did you see? Uh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely not like that. I usually try to hide my tattoos from everybody. When I moved, uh, when we first moved to Tennessee, it was like just getting to be a little cooler out. So, I didn't know these people. We moved to a brand new area, and then I wore a hoodie for the first like 8 months I lived here. And then when it was finally summer, I didn't have a hoodie on, and like a lot of people were shocked. They had no idea I even had tattoos. Of course, I didn't have this sweatshirt at the time, which has holes in it, but it hurts. I'm waiting on an opening. Yeah, aren't isn't it isn't like the Yakuza, like that's like a sign or something? Or like I think, is that like why tattoos are frowned upon, or they were just frowned upon to begin with? But I thought it had something to do with the Yakuza. Like they were the ones with the tattoos back in the day, no one else. I could be, yeah, nice. I could have been very wrong on that and looked and looked stupid, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I heard that on a documentary or something. I'm pretty sure Japan or China or somewhere Asia, there's like, isn't aren't the style, the old style tattoos, or like the where you use a thing and you tap a Imperial might know. What's that called? But I think that's a popular style or something over there. Zendy, when are you going to show your back piece in the Discord? Can I send it? Ah, okay. Not Japan. Well, we should have all jumped on this long with Jack Attack. Yeah. Remember the one you said you just got it done last year. Oh, I just said we should have all jumped on this long with you. Got a 1 minute fair value gap. 1 minute fair value gap also broke this swing high, but for an entry, we needed to get into a gap. You don't want me to share it, Zendy? I would be pretty proud of what you have, what you have on your back. People want to see it. I won't send it. Oh, this is a tough call. We came up into this gap that I called out earlier. That was my original. We're going to short it and see if we ride back down into here. I got to stick with my original thesis. Okay. I'm just thinking that maybe we come back into this guy off of that. Just got to get out of that. I'm okay with it. I mean, when we saw this, I was wanting to long, but plenty of times I've had gaps that I was waiting for it to come back and then I forget and I don't take it. Then it works and then I'm mad that I thought about it. So that's okay. On to the next trade. Maybe now that we filled this in a little more. I see that. Let's see what the 30-second looks like. Yeah, I like that McLovin. I've been trying to watch when candles are closing on here because I keep wanting to get into early. I'm like, no, just there's only 30 seconds left. Just wait for it to close and then decide. Got a bullish. What is going on here? close. Ah. All right, well, that's those two trades. So those accounts were red since both of those were red. That's all good, McLovin. All right, now we're coming back to this guy. I liked that displacement off of that. Like that's looking good, right? God. By the time you click this and then it exits it, I mean, we gave up so many points. That was such a wasted trade right there. Should have just freaking kept holding it. This wick coming back here and then that forming. Yeah, I switched the account. I have a couple different groups of accounts that we can. I'll show them when we're done trading. We only have one more trade to go. I should have just held on to that. We got 1 point off of that. Jesus. I almost got in there, and I'm like, no, we're not in a, we're not in a fair value gap on a 5 minute or a 1 minute. But this wick, I mean, I think we go higher, but maybe not. Maybe we just came back up to fill this guy in. Got some equal lows down here. This is a tough read today. Let me look over here on like this chart for a minute. What is ES doing? Nothing. I'm kind of I don't know where this is wanting to go. I don't need to know for the 515 strat, but it's frustrating. In 5 minute, we got this wick up, and then we displaced down. These are tough reads, Zendy. Got 2 wicks up into this 5 minute gap. God, it's only 10:15. Yeah, I'm waiting. I mean, my setup is forming. Let's wait for a different. Right now, we're just ping ponging between this gap and this gap, and this gap is also a 5 minute gap. So let's just wait for it to go somewhere else. This 5 minute looks way. Why does this 5 minute look different than this one? Am I not seeing something? NQ rhythmic 5 minute. NQ rhythmic 5 minute. Look at this and look at this. Which one is? What does your guys' look like? This left side or right side? Yeah, they're way different. And that low, it says the low 18,007, and then this one says the low is 18,014. Left side McLovin. The hell is? Oh, I reloaded it. I thought I reloaded that one. That's weird. Super weird. Guess we're going higher. Why do I spend so much time on bots instead of my own trading? Uh, I've over the last 3 years, I spent way more time on my own trading, and I recognize that trying to change who I am, get the self discipline, the patience, getting all that stuff dialed in is a big feat. Not that I don't know if it can be done, if it can't be done. But if I can remove, if I can have a strategy that is profitable, the only thing making it that would make it not profitable would be human emotions, human decisions. So taking my skills of programming and trying to come up with a profitable strategy that can be coded, I think I think there's a better chance of getting a bot to be profitable than making myself profitable. I've had glimpses of being profitable in the past, but every time my emotions catch up and I end up losing too much. I don't know what your history is with trading, but I think anyone who's been trading for a little while has gone through finding little little sections of success. You know, I've been green for 2 weeks. I built my account up, and then that one day comes and you lose it all. Everyone has been through that. Everyone has done that. I can't, even if I ever, or even when I do start doing good, you know, for several days or several weeks, I can't guarantee that I'm not going to have a day where I come into the markets and I'm not in the right mindset and I'm going to throw it all away because of some stupid decision. I can say I'm going to not do that and I'm going to try to not do that, but I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. So I still believe I can do it, manual trading. I just have more, I think there's a better chance of getting a bot to do it versus myself. But I'm still going to always manual trade, even if I had a bot that could, even if these bots do show profitability in the long term. But, and it's kind of also like the saying of not putting all your eggs in one basket. If I have bots trading for me on different strategies and then I trade a strategy, hopefully one of us is going to make money. So if I can have, you know, there's no limit with a bot. I can have 100 different strategies, 100 bots trading different strategies. Someone's going to make some money, right? I appreciate it, Knives, but it gets very, starts to take a hit when every time I start finding success, then I go through those bad days and it's very frustrating. I'm not giving up. There have been times where I've thought about it and I talk to my wife telling her like I can't do this. Every time I do good for a week or two, and then I end up hitting a red day and I can't, like, I I struggle so hard accepting a red day. Like that is my kryptonite. I can have 30 green days in a row and then on day 31, if I start off red or if I just go into the red a little bit, I cannot handle it whatsoever. Yeah, I'm debating on maybe just I mean, so I have these bots, but they're a specific strategy. And I feel like with trading, like you got to believe in the strategy for you to use it. So there's probably people who don't want to run this strategy because they don't believe in it. Interesting you say that. I kind of I have that strategy basically built across a couple different bots. It's just a matter of putting that all together. So you've seen bot number one, right? Taking a fair value gap or fair value gap with a swing low. Would that be an entry? That would be an entry for you, assuming all the other conditions are met. Oh, but what I was saying was like I have two strategies built, but maybe people are more interested in having their strategy built, and I could just build people's strategies for them. I don't know. not for nothing. I'm trying to make a living here. I just don't want to get into the whole. I don't know if I want to get into coding just strategies for people. Um, you can message me on Discord chat if you want. Joseph, yeah, I mean I've noticed that too. Like someone could say, "Oh, I have a strategy. All I gotta do is this, and this," and I'm like, "Okay," and then they're like, "Well, not if this happens." I'm like, "Okay, I can't code if sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. It has to be black and white numbers, and people who don't know anything about code don't understand that." But I don't know. I'm kind of interested in that, but I don't know. I'm also trying to not spread myself too thin here. I can't work on my bots, offer a service to work on other people's bots, focus on my manual trading, streaming, making videos sometimes, still working my job. I got to start making money somewhere so I can cut back somewhere else. His his previous day's higher low being taken and then a fair value gap. I I've I don't know if what I had is exactly what he's doing, but I did something like that and back tested it. And one of there was like a massive jump in the P&L because the take profit and the stop loss was based off of the range for whatever liquidity was being taken. And one of those liquidities being taken was the previous day high and low. And when I back tested it, there's a massive jump, and I'm like, there's got to be something wrong. Like that's not a real trade because it's like a $5,000 increase on one mini. And I went back on the charts and looked, and nope, previous day was like a 300 or 350 point range. The next day, we took out the high. We had a fair value gap form, and it shorted and targeted the low of the previous day, and it held it for like 4 hours, and it ended up working. But of course, that was just that one day. I didn't see that happen again. It is still only it's only 10:30, McLovin. I know it's probably late for you, right? You're living in the future over there. We had a right here, right into that 1 minute gap. Didn't really offer any gaps, so this guy, no green candles though. Oh, nice. Yeah, you can be dismissed, McLevin. Look at these equal lows down here. Is this really respecting this guy? My thought was we were hitting this fair value gap and then heading towards this guy. So I just got in kind of on that pullback, but this we were in that was too much for that trade. That's exactly why I am trying just 2 trades per group of accounts. I can't ever lose too much on one, and then I guess we just come back tomorrow and try again. Of course, as soon as we get out of that, it drops. I don't know why this keeps happening to me lately. It's quite frustrating. This guy hasn't taken a trade in a while. Yeah, this is a tough day. From open, we went up like 40 points and down like 50-ish. We're just kind of chopping around here. The 5-minute has one little teeny tiny fair value gap, and that's it. And that one, I know we were watching it, but it didn't break anything. There's no swings that it broke. There's this swing over here, and we barely closed beneath it. So then we ran down and then just wicks. So we got wicks on top, wicks on the bottom. There's no fair value gaps to really indicate where we're wanting to go. It's pretty just a tough call. That candle closed above all those, so maybe we run up for those highs now. Yeah, I don't think Nasdaq doesn't know what it wants to do. I think if this can end up being a green trade, that he might be in a, he might finally be green today. This one's just been, P&L's just been chopping around. Wondering if I should shut that one down early. It doesn't like choppy days like this. Um all right, so I didn't or maybe some of you guys saw on Discord, but I really wanted to come into this week with a funded account, and I said, F it. Apex wants to play games and offer 90% off and a 1-day pass. I'll give myself a couple shots and try to pass this with like one trade. And we did that on Friday. But I mean, it's not trading at that point. So that's why I'm trying to be so strict with my rules this week, because I got the account by not trading. I got the account by playing the game and went through a couple and got one. So we got one account, and then I also just while they were cheap, we got a few accounts, and we're group trading them in pairs or in sets of 3. So that's why you saw today I went through 3 accounts. Each account has 2 other accounts linked to it, and I'm allowing myself 2 trades, and then we stop, move on to the next set. And then I have each bot on 2 accounts, but bot number 1 I'm not running on Mondays and Tuesdays anymore, and then this bot will just run every day. So here's our my thought is, if I can keep the discipline of just taking a couple shots, some of these should pass. Like, we should be able to keep them and keep going. I just can't let days get bad. And we do that today. So some are down, some are up. The most important one at the bottom, the performance account, is up $100. Today's first day. So there's 3 right here. These 3 are linked. That's why they're all up around 100. This copy trader kind of sucks. This one's up 80, then this one's up 112, and this one's up 97. The other ones we were just red on all the other accounts, but I think that's where just trading them in a few pairs or a few sets, just taking a couple shots and moving on. I can't ever destroy all of them at once unless I just go like full tilt and link them all one day and just freaking start trading all of them at the same time. If we keep them all separated in their own little boxes, it minimizes the damage and the risk on each one. Of course, if there's like a day where I do really good, I'm only increasing them all by a little bit because I'm splitting up the trades. So be it. The only thing is that it just takes us longer to get to, payout levels and stuff, but that's fine. We've been trading for a while. We've got plenty of time. So 2 of the accounts we didn't even trade. Those 2 are dedicated for this guy over here. So that's my plan. That's what I'm going to try to do. this is just a rough day. Look at all the wicks on the 5-minute. It's choppy. Like having that many accounts, it's something I've been wanting to do because it's like, we are semi, we're kind of gambling here. So it's like I'm just increasing my chances, assuming I can keep my risk low, and that's the idea behind just trading a couple at a time and taking only a couple trades and just accepting whatever happens. Had we had all of them linked together and I took all 6 trades on all 6 accounts, all of my accounts would be down like $400 or $500 right now. Instead, I have 3 accounts that are up 100, and then all the other ones are down just 200. And 200 is roughly what our goal is on the day. So I think this is exactly what I need to be doing. The very first set that I traded was the one with the performance account. I'm wondering if that's why I was a little hesitant on, or that's why I got out of that trade so quickly, because I knew like my funded is in here. I don't want to take this loss, and we got out way too early. Right here, we longed, and then I got out right here. Of course, we were in this gap that whole time. No reason to exit there. Uh, fair value gaps, I need to plan on the market trading into them all the way. So if I want to get in up here, I got to expect the market's going to trade into this. Plenty of points I could have scalped right there. But first trade of the week, first trade of the new plan, first trade of the funded account, and I was a little scared. I didn't want it to come back down to here. But if that's the case, then I don't need to be in on that setup, right? Like every setup I get in, I know where I'm going to exit if the market trades back down here. So if I get in and I don't want it to come back down here, I shouldn't have been in the trade to begin with. That's how I need to look at that. If I get a setup and my stop is going to be here and the market's up here and I'm like, I don't want to risk all that, or I don't want to lose that, then I sit it out, or I wait for the market to trade back to a spot where I'm like, okay, now I'm only risking 6 points. Now I can mark it in. Why am I not doing that? I need to be more conscious of that. And I've said this before. It's just I'm kind of thinking about it in a different way at the moment. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Look how close that's getting. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm done trading. I'm gonna let this run for the next 14 minutes. It's currently down $53 on each account. It's trading 5 micros, by the way. On these 2 accounts right here, 34 and 39. So it's down $50. It's not bad for 5 micros and it being a choppy day. Like I'm kind of expecting today to be, with all these wicks. I mean, it has red days, it has green days. So we're just gonna leave our day, or I'm gonna let this one keep running, and then nice cracks. Yeah, if you guys keep trading, be careful. And we'll be back tomorrow, and I'm just gonna keep following this plan. So thanks for tuning in. and we'll see you guys tomorrow.